In the vast and tumultuous expanse of the universe, where the forces of chaos, order, and oblivion perpetually clash, a momentous duel is set to unfold. The clash between Chaos Knights and Imperial Knights represents the ultimate confrontation between order and chaos, tradition and corruption. Both factions field towering war machines known as knights, each a formidable engine of war capable of changing the tide of battle. However, their origins, motivations, technologies, and aesthetics are as different as night and day. Many scholars delve into the intricacies and contrast between these two titanic forces, exploring their histories, combat strategies, technologies, and cultural significance within the galaxy. The story of the Imperial Knights begins in the distant past during the Dark Age of technology, a golden era when humanity reached unprecedented heights of scientific and technological prowess. This era saw the colonization of countless worlds and the development of advanced technologies that would later become the foundation of the Imperium of Man. Knights were originally designed as exploratory and colonization vehicles, built to withstand the harshest environments of newly discovered planets. These colossal war machines were equipped with powerful weaponry and reinforced armor to protect their pilots and settlers from the dangers of untamed worlds. Over time, as human colonies grew and the Age of Strife plunged the galaxy into chaos, these knights evolved into formidable weapons of war. As the Age of Strife shattered the unity of human civilization, isolating worlds and severing communication between star systems, the Night Worlds emerged as bastions of stability and order. These worlds were often led by noble houses, each ruling over its own domain and maintaining fleets of knights to defend their territories. The Night Houses developed a feudal society, with strict hierarchies and codes of chivalry that governed every aspect of life. Each house was bound by oaths of fealty to the Emperor and the Adeptus Mechanicus, forming a symbiotic relationship that ensured their survival and prosperity. The knights became symbols of honor, duty, and the martial prowess of their houses, revered by their people as protectors and champions. With the rise of the Imperium of Man under the leadership of the Emperor, the Night Houses were integrated into the broader framework of imperial defense. Many houses pledged their loyalty to the Emperor, becoming essential allies in the Great Crusade to reunite humanity and expand the Imperium's borders. The Adeptus Mechanicus, in turn, provided the Night Houses with the technological support and resources needed to maintain their war machines. This integration was not without challenges. The Night Houses had to balance their ancient traditions and independence with their new roles within the Imperium. Despite these challenges, the Knights continued to play a crucial role in the defense of the Imperium, their presence on the battlefield a testament to the enduring spirit of humanity. In stark contrast to their Imperial counterparts, Chaos Knights are the dark reflections of the noble war machines. They originate from night worlds that have succumbed to the corrupting influence of chaos. These worlds, once part of the Imperium, fell into darkness through treachery, rebellion, or the insidious whispers of the dark gods. The transformation from Imperial Knight to Chaos Knight is a harrowing process, marked by both physical and spiritual corruption. The noble houses that once upheld honor and duty are twisted into parodies of their former selves, their bonds of loyalty replaced by oaths to the ruinous powers. The knights themselves become vessels of chaos, their once proud forms adorned with blasphemous symbols and grotesque mutations. Many Chaos Knights originate from renegade houses that have turned their backs on the Imperium. These houses were often seduced by the promises of power and freedom offered by chaos, rejecting the strict codes of chivalry and duty that once bound them. In embracing chaos, they gained immense power, but also became slaves to the whims of the dark gods. Renegade houses are characterized by their lawlessness and internal strife. Their once cohesive societies are now ruled by tyranny and fear, with the strongest and most ruthless rising to power. The pilots of Chaos Knights revel in their newfound freedom, their minds shattered by the corrupting influence of the warp and the whispers of demons. Some Chaos Knights are not just corrupted by the warp, but have become fully possessed by demonic entities. These war machines are living embodiments of chaos, their armor fused with the flesh and essence of demons. This transformation grants them immense power, but also makes them unpredictable and dangerous, as the demonic presence can take control at any moment. Demonic possession often results in extreme physical mutations. The knight's armor may sprout horns, tentacles, or other grotesque features, and their weapons may become infused with warp energy. These knights are feared and reviled by their enemies. Their very presence is a testament to the horrors of chaos and the boundless power of the warp. Imperial Knights are towering behemoths of ceramite and adamantium, standing between 9 and 12 meters tall. Their designs reflect the grandeur and martial prowess of their noble houses. The armor plating is often adorned with intricate crests, family sigils, and symbols of the Imperium, each a tribute to the knight's heritage and honor. The architecture of an Imperial Knight is both functional and majestic. The cockpit, located in the chest or head of the machine, provides the scion with a commanding view of the battlefield. The knight's limbs are powered by immense pistons and servos, giving it the agility to stride across the battlefield and the strength to crush enemies underfoot. The aesthetic of Imperial Knights is heavily influenced by the traditions of chivalry and feudalism. Their armor often resembles medieval plate armor, with sweeping curves and decorative flourishes that convey both strength and elegance. The knights are painted in the colors of their house, with each detail carefully maintained to reflect their status and pride. Each Imperial Knight is a canvas of heraldry and symbolism, representing the legacy and honor of its house. The armor is adorned with banners, crests, and intricate murals that tell the story of the knight's lineage and victories. These decorations are not merely ornamental, they serve as a constant reminder of the knight's duty and the ideals it upholds. The heraldry of a knight often includes symbols of the emperor, the adeptus mechanicus, and the knight's house. These symbols are carefully chosen to reflect the knight's role and achievements. For example, a knight that has defended its world against countless invasions might bear the image of a fortress or a shield, while a knight known for its valor in battle might display a lion or a sword. Each knight house, with its unique history and traditions, contributes to the defense of the Imperium and the glory of the Emperor. These houses, scattered across countless knight worlds, uphold their oaths and legacies through their mighty war machines and the valor of their scions. We will mention some of the most distinguished knight houses of the Imperium, delving into their histories, unique traits, notable representatives and traditions that set them apart. House Terrin. House Terrin originates from the serene world of Voltoris, a planet known for its tranquility. Despite the calm nature of their homeland, the Knights of House Terrin have amassed a formidable array of battle honors across the galaxy. Their history is rich with tales of courage, strength and glory, from the furthest reaches of the Imperium to their own doorstep. Life on Furion Peak, their mountainous stronghold on Voltoris, is marked by routine and tranquility. This peaceful existence is often cited as a reason why the Knights of House Terrin are so eager to seek out distant campaigns. While some might jest about their desire to escape their quiet home, there is truth in the notion. House Terrin is as renowned for their elaborate and time-consuming ceremonies as they are for their prowess in battle. One such ritual, the 1,000 Canticles of War long awaited, is a daily intonation lasting nearly 3 hours, reflecting their deep-seated traditions and discipline. The scions of House Terrin first made their mark in history by purging their world of Voltoris of the myriad dangers and formidable beasts that once plagued its lands. For 3 millennia during the Age of Strife, they knew peace and no war touched their shores. This era of tranquility came to an end with the arrival of the Imperium. A pact was forged, whereby House Terrin pledged their knights to the Great Crusade in return for the continued protection of their beloved Voltoris. Their fervor for battle was quickly recognized during the Great Crusade. The Knights of Terrin rarely returned home once they embarked on a campaign, their reputation for martial prowess spreading far and wide. By the time the Horus Heresy erupted, House Terran's numbers had swelled to 300 knight suits, an increase from 200, thanks to their close alliance with the Forge World of Lucius and the Titan Legion Legio Astorum. Despite the peaceful nature of Voltoris, its people were prepared for the brutal conflict of the Horus Heresy. House Terran remained staunchly loyal to the Imperium, sending their knights to fight alongside Legio Astorum against the forces of Chaos in the Battle of Beta Garmon. However, during this tumultuous period, Voltoris itself fell under attack by Horus's forces. The idyllic landscape was transformed into a war-torn battlefield as 36 knights stationed on the planet fought valiantly to defend their home. Following the heresy, Voltoris and House Terran found themselves isolated from the main Imperium for a time. This separation lasted until the 35th millennium, when formal reunification with the Imperium was achieved, marking a significant chapter in their storied legacy. The strategic location of Voltoris near the eastern fringe brought House Terran into frequent conflict with the expanding Tau Empire. Their homeworld faced several invasions, including during the Prefectia campaign, where the Knights of Terran stood firm against the Tau's attempts to encroach upon their territory. Additionally, the emerging threat of the Tyranids, particularly Hive Fleet Leviathan, compounded their challenges, forcing them into relentless battles to defend their world and the Imperium. In the current age of the Dark Imperium, the Knights of House Terran have found themselves increasingly fighting closer to Voltoris. Their homeworld has endured a Necron awakening and a failed invasion attempt by the Eldari of Craftworld Aletok, turning it into a focal point of conflict. Despite these threats, House Terran continues to actively participate in far-reaching conflicts, contributing to significant campaigns such as the Indomitus Crusade, the War of Beasts on Vigilus, the defense of the Charadon sector, and the Fourth Tyrannic War. House Terran also serves within the Pada March, an alliance of knight houses and Freeblade knights. Their dedication to both battle and ceremony exemplifies the balance they maintain between martial prowess and cultural tradition. The Peace of Voltoris, juxtaposed with their extensive battle history, underscores the duality of their existence. Serene defenders at home and fearsome warriors across the stars. House Griffith. The Knights of House Griffith are a fierce and proud warrior caste who value courage and skill at arms above all else. Duels of honour are commonplace amongst Griffith's hot-headed knights. A regular jousting tourney, the Field of Adamantium, dictates the standings of each family in society. A knight can be preeminent one day but overshadowed the next, should one of his rivals emerge triumphant. The Knights of House Griffith use errant armour almost exclusively, the exosuit's powerful thermal cannon befitting these close-range specialists. Such is their aggressive nature, however, that many of Griffith's knights eschew the use of ranged weaponry in battle unless absolutely necessary, preferring instead to charge forwards and strike down their foes with Reaper chainswords in glorious combat. Its knights are also known to serve within the Pada March alliance of knight houses and Freeblades. The Knights of House Griffith wear white armour. Griffith's heraldic scheme is considered unusual amongst those used by the knightly houses, in that the High King's Knight is not denoted by a band on its carapace, which is normally traditional. One notable facet of Griffith's heraldry is that a knight may paint their armour's melee weapon in red, but only if that knight has slain an enemy High King, although whether a particular enemy counts as a High King or its equivalent is sometimes a matter of debate amongst the house's nobles. The crest of House Griffith was heavily based on the personal coat of arms of Nathaniel, the first ruler of the house. It depicts the dragon Alvirax, clutching the broken dragon bone lance that Nathaniel used to slay it, both of which are rendered in black on a white background. The ruler of House Griffith bears the title Grand Master of the Lance. The Grand Master's knight suit features a stylized lance emblem. House Hawkshroud. For the Knights of House Hawkshroud, honour reigns supreme above all other virtues. Esteem and reputation are the cornerstones of their existence, guiding their actions and decisions on and off the battlefield. This unwavering commitment to honour drives the Knights of Hawkshroud to answer any call to arms from allies who have earned their loyalty or respect. As a result, nearly all of House Hawkshroud's knights are often engaged in distant campaigns, upholding their many past alliances. House Hawkshroud's dedication to their allies means that at any given time, the majority of their knights are scattered across the galaxy, fighting in support of various causes. Their ruler, Viscount Tudon, though outwardly confident, harbours a silent concern about the vulnerability of their homeworld, Krastellan. With so many knights deployed far from home, the small force that remains would be hard-pressed to defend Krastellan from a concerted attack without substantial reinforcements. Unlike many other knightly houses, the Knights of Hawkshroud proudly display campaign markings, army badges, and other emblems on their armour. These symbols signify their loyalty and dedication to the allies they have sworn to support. Each emblem and marking strengthens the bonds of brotherhood between the knights and their allies, serving as a testament to their shared commitment. House Hawkshroud takes immense pride in standing alongside those who have stood by them, creating a network of enduring partnerships across the stars. An enduring example of their deep sense of loyalty is the bond they formed with the Space Wolves. This alliance was forged when a knight of House Hawkshroud was saved by Crom Dragongazi, a revered leader of the aforementioned faction. In gratitude and honour, House Hawkshroud became oath-sworn to the Space Wolves, pledging to stand by their side whenever called upon. The legacy of House Hawkshroud is defined by their unwavering commitment to honour and loyalty. Their knights are known for their willingness to march into battle for those they respect, regardless of the distance or danger involved. This ethos of dedication and the visible symbols of their alliances make House Hawkshroud a unique and respected force within the Imperium. Despite their widespread engagements, the question of Krastellan's defence remains a concern. Viscount Tudon, leading House Hawkshroud, is acutely aware of the risks posed by their dispersed forces. Should Krastellan face a significant threat, the limited number of knights left to defend it would require urgent support from their many allies. This potential vulnerability highlights the delicate balance House Hawkshroud must maintain between their far-reaching obligations and the security of their home. House Hawkshroud's dedication to honour and loyalty sets them apart in the vast tapestry of the Imperium's knightly houses. Their commitment to their allies is reflected not only in their actions, but also in the emblems and symbols they proudly bear. While this devotion carries the risk of leaving their home world underdefended, it also forges strong bonds that can be called upon in times of need. As they continue to uphold their oaths and fight for their allies, the Knights of House Hawkshroud embody the true spirit of honour and brotherhood. House Taranis. House Taranis holds the distinguished honour of being the first knightly house ever established, its origins rooted on Mars long before the dawn of the Imperium. As the oldest knightly house, it surpasses all others by several centuries. Its founding coincided with Mars's rise as a hub of technological innovation and industrial might, evolving into the preeminent forge world under the protection of the Knights of Taranis. During the early expansion of human civilization, the self-replicating template, STC technology, provided to many expeditionary fleets, included designs for advanced suits of exo-armor. These were inspired by the original armor developed and utilized by the Knights of Taranis. As the Imperium embarked on the Great Crusade and began to rediscover night worlds thousands of years later, the Mechanicum leveraged their deep understanding of Taranis' knight suits to secure the loyalty of these newly encountered worlds. By the time the Horus Heresy erupted, House Taranis boasted a formidable force of around 600 knight suits. This impressive arsenal included a variety of rare and powerful patterns such as Porphyrion, Atropos, Megara and Styrix. True to their legacy, House Taranis remained steadfastly loyal to the Imperium. They played a crucial role in the Battle of Mars, siding with the forces of Fabricator General Kane against the Dark Mechanicum. The Battle of Mars was a harrowing ordeal for House Taranis. They fought valiantly against overwhelming odds, but nearly all their knights were destroyed in the conflict. Only 2 members of the house survived, and their subsequent fate remains shrouded in mystery as they went into hiding after the battle. House Tyrannus' commitment to defending the Imperium has seen them engage in numerous significant battles across millennia. They faced a demonic incursion on Tarsok Fev. Despite suffering heavy casualties, the Knights of House Tyrannus triumphed, managing to slay a great unclean one and secure victory. During the Indomitus Crusade, House Tyrannus continued to demonstrate their unwavering resolve. 3 lances of their knights were deployed from the vessel Zar Quesitor, playing a pivotal role in the Crusades' campaigns to reclaim and stabilize the Imperium's territories. A dark chapter in their storied history occurred after the Battle of Malak. House Tyrannus was part of Task Force 2, Battle Group Ezekis, which included members of the Black Templars, the Crimson Guard, and various units from the Astra Militarum and the Adeptus Mechanicus. Tragically, the entire battle group, including the Knights of House Tyrannus, fell victim to the sinister murder curse. This curse transformed them into agents of Khorne, the blood god, turning these once noble warriors into berserkers of chaos. The Knights of House Tyrannus are red with halved black and white greaves and shoulder plates and silver edging. The House Tyrannus, Cerastus, Knight Lancer, Hastam Gloriae, in the house's heresy-era colours. Prior to the Horus heresy, House Tyrannus' knights wore primarily dark blue armour, rather than the red or silver, common to those houses affiliated with Mars. This changed during the heresy, however, as most of House Tyrannus' surviving pilots repainted their knights red in recognition of the debt they owed to loyalist Forge Worlds. The house's crest likewise evolved with time. The symbol always featured the cog of Mars, but the sword that bisects the crest was added after the Horus heresy. Some attribute this to the legendary Raf Maven, who allegedly insisted on the addition in honour of his fallen housemates. During the Great Crusade, Tyrannus' primary fastness on Mars was on Arsia Mons, on the other side of the mountain from the Magma City. In the modern Imperium, in addition to their main fortress temple, no longer on Arsia Mons, House Tyrannus has control over a number of armoured keeps on Mars. Among them is Hydrolac Point, currently ruled by Sir Archimaxes, which maintains watch against the feral battle servitors that infest the southern Mera Erythrium. House Tyrannus' enduring legacy as the first knightly house is marked by both their steadfast loyalty and their relentless dedication to Mars and the Imperium. They have played a significant role in shaping the history and technological advancements of knightly warfare. Their influence is evident in the spread of knight technology across the galaxy, and their legacy continues to inspire both awe and respect among their allies and adversaries alike. Despite the trials and tribulations they have faced, including near annihilation and corruption by chaos, House Tyrannus remains a symbol of ancient honour and martial prowess. They stand as timeless guardians of Mars and the Imperium, their history intertwined with the rise and survival of human civilization across the stars. House Krast. House Krast holds the distinct honour of being the first non-Martian knight house to pledge its allegiance to the Imperium during the Great Crusade. Their early commitment to the Emperor's cause secured them a privileged position, receiving a wealth of ancient knight armours from Mars. This bounty was granted in exchange for providing the Mechanicum with access to Chrysis, their home world. Chrysis's geographical proximity to Mars offered significant logistical advantages. The knightly houses on Chrysis, particularly House Krast, were able to rapidly equip their knights with the latest weapons and gear supplied by the Martian forges. House Krast stood at the forefront of these houses, their martial capabilities significantly bolstered by their newfound partnership with the Mechanicum. They eagerly took up Mars's commands, marching to war at the behest of their new patrons and fighting in the Emperor's campaigns across the galaxy. Meanwhile, the smaller houses of Chrysis managed the consolidation of their alliance with the Mechanicum on the home front. However, the proximity to Mars that once provided such strategic advantage eventually became a dire liability, as Horus's traitor forces carved a bloody swath towards Terra. The full fury of his legions descended upon Chrysis. When the Knights of House Krast returned, they were confronted with a scene of utter devastation. The once thriving world lay in ruins, and the lesser houses had been nearly wiped out. By the end of the Horus Heresy, House Krast's numbers were decimated. From an original strength of 400 knights, only 100 survived. These survivors swore a grim oath of vengeance against the traitors, vowing to stand against the forces of chaos wherever they might appear, and to decapitate this malformed threat wherever it emerged. House Krast harbours a deep-seated enmity towards the forces of chaos, with a particularly intense hatred for the traitor titans of Legio Mortis, also known as the Death's Heads. During the Great Crusade, Krast and Mortis often fought side by side due to their mutual ties with Mars. This camaraderie was shattered when the Death's Heads betrayed the Imperium, joining Horus's rebellion, succumbing to the worship of Nurgle and leading the traitor legions in the assault that ravaged Chrysis and annihilated its other knight houses. Driven by a burning desire for retribution, the Knights of House Krast have made it their mission to avenge their fallen kin. They actively seek out battles against the Titans of Legio Mortis above all other foes. Despite their unquenchable thirst for vengeance, they remain ever loyal to the Adeptus Mechanicus, never refusing a call to arms from their old allies. The sighting of Legio Mortis among the Chaos forces besieging the Cadian Gate has only fueled House Krast's resolve. In response, they have redeployed significant forces to this war zone, even though the forces of chaos claimed victory in the Cadian conflict. House Krast's indomitable spirit led them to launch 6 crusades of vengeance. Each crusade aimed to reinforce and defend major forge worlds Artemia Majoris, Graia, Phaeton, Styges 8, Urdesh, and Voss. These crusades not only served as retribution but also underscored House Krast's unwavering commitment to their allies and their role as stalwart defenders of the Imperium. Through their storied history, House Krast has exemplified both honor and vengeance. Their early allegiance to the Imperium during the Great Crusade solidified their reputation as loyal and formidable warriors. The devastating assault on Chrysis and their subsequent oath of vengeance against the traitors have defined their enduring legacy. House Krast's relentless pursuit of justice against the forces of chaos, particularly the Legio Mortis, remains a testament to their unyielding spirit and their dedication to the Imperium and the Emperor. House Raven. Millennia ago, Alistair Raven embarked on an ambitious endeavour that would shape the destiny of House Raven, the construction of the Keep Inviolate on the world of Colossi. This colossal fortress, plated in adamantium, became so integral to the house's identity that it was immortalized in their heraldry. Over the centuries, each successive ruler of House Raven contributed to the expansion of this grand edifice, making it one of the most impregnable strongholds in the Imperium. The Keep Inviolate stands as a testament to the enduring spirit and ambition of House Raven. This massive bastion symbolizes their legacy of resilience and strength. It has grown from Alistair Raven's vision into a beacon of their power, with each generation adding to its glory. Centuries later, Lord Grunwald established the esteemed Order of Companions. This honourable order was first led by Lady Sitana Raven, who had saved Grunwald's life during the Cortassa Blitz. The crossed blade symbol of the order was subsequently incorporated into House Raven's crest, signifying their commitment to honour and valour. To this day, the most distinguished nobles of House Raven undertake the rigorous trial of the companions to earn their place in this elite circle. 3 millennia after the formation of the Order of Companions, Lord Gregor forged a pivotal alliance with the emissaries from Metallica. This enduring pact with the Mechanicum brought skilled sacristans into House Raven's fold, strengthening their ranks and forging a powerful partnership with Legio Metallica. In honor of this alliance, House Raven's crest was once again modified, reflecting their deep ties with the Forge world and their growing strength under its patronage. Today, House Raven stands as the largest knightly house in the Imperium, boasting hundreds of knight suits and dozens of households ready to respond to the call of the Adeptus Mechanicus. The exact number of knights available to House Raven is shrouded in mystery. Ancient records suggest that an STC, Standard Template Construct artifact, long lost and disrepaired, once played a role in their production. Whether Colossi's abundant natural resources and this archaeotech combined to enable the prolific creation of knight suits, or if the early settlers prioritized their manufacture above all else, remains an enigma. Lord Grunwald also introduced the Companions, a knightly elite within House Raven. This inner circle consists of the most powerful and seasoned knights of the house, primarily operating knight-errant and knight-paladin pattern suits. Another significant suborder within the house is the Iron Brotherhood, a distinguished group of sacristans hailing from Metallica. These skilled engineers and warriors play a crucial role in maintaining and enhancing House Raven's war machines. In recent history, the Knights of House Raven demonstrated their might by crushing Smog Belcher on the fireplains of Voth. Their valor continued during the Diamor campaign, where they fought alongside Legio Metallica against the Crimson Slaughter on the planet Amethal. The Charadon campaign marked a turning point for House Raven. During this conflict, a staggering 4/5 of their knights departed for war, leaving their homeworld of Colossi vulnerable. Seizing the opportunity, the Demon Prince Be'lakor launched an assault, unleashing chaos and madness upon Colossi. The situation rapidly deteriorated as several corrupted knights of House Raven turned against their allies, leading to the catastrophic loss of their homeworld. In the wake of this devastation, House Raven vowed to continue their fight as a crusading house, carrying the torch of their legacy into the wider galaxy. During the Arcs of Omen campaign, House Raven's knights were part of a relief force sent to Marwent's Reach. This action was driven by reports that their old enemies, House Korvax, who had taken residence on Colossi, were involved in the invasion. Determined to confront their foes and uphold their honor, House Raven's knights fought valiantly to reclaim their heritage and avenge the desecration of their native planet. House Raven's rich history is a tapestry woven with ambition, honor, and resilience. From the determined construction of the Keep in Violet to their enduring alliances and the tragic loss of Colossi, the Knights of House Raven have navigated countless challenges and battles. Their commitment to their allies, their storied traditions, and their relentless spirit continue to define them as one of the most fierce and respected knightly houses in the Imperium. As they march forth as a crusading house, House Raven remains a symbol of unwavering resolve and the eternal struggle for honor and justice. House Cadmus. For millennia, the Knights of House Cadmus have upheld a unique and celebrated tradition known as the Cull. This event, held annually on Midsummer's Eve, sees the knights embark on a hunt to control the mutant populations that inhabit the dense forests of their homeworld, Raisa. This ritual not only keeps the mutant numbers in check, but also serves as a grand tourney where the knights compete for leadership. Before each cull, advanced bioreading cogitators are affixed to the knights' suits, allowing them to meticulously track the number of mutants they eliminate throughout the day-long hunt. The knight who emerges with the highest tally of kills is declared the victor of this grim competition and assumes command of House Cadmus for the following year. This tradition has led to a frequent rotation of leadership within the house, a characteristic that sets them apart from other knightly houses. However, Baron Roland of Swinford Hall has defied this trend, maintaining his position as ruler for an impressive 32 years due to his consistent triumphs in the Cull. The steadfast leadership of Baron Roland has been crucial, especially in the face of recent challenges. House Cadmus suffered significant losses while defending the nearby forge world of Griffon for Fall from the devastating onslaught of Hive Fleet Leviathan. The toll on their fighting strength was so severe that Roland decreed a shift in their allegiance, dedicating House Cadmus directly to the Imperium rather than the Adeptus Mechanicus. House Cadmus adheres to a long-standing tradition that delineates the roles of its members based on gender. Only the male members of the house are permitted to pilot the knights and take up arms in battle. However, female members fulfill vital roles in ceremonial and diplomatic spheres. In addition, they are entrusted with the stewardship of valuable items such as flags and trophies. Among these women, the knights' consorts hold a position of particular respect, serving as wives to the knights and mothers to the house's future generations. An enduring tradition of House Cadmus is the pre-battle feast. This ancient custom dates back to the time before the fall of the High Lord. On the eve of battle, the knights and their consorts gather at the hearth to partake in a hearty meal, sharing food, drink, and camaraderie. This ritualistic gathering is meant to bolster their spirits and strengthen their bonds. It is even customary for the knights to ride out to battle the next day with the lingering effects of their feast, such as a sour belly and a hangover. Fortunately, their bionic enhancements include chem shunts designed to neutralize these effects before combat begins. On Raisa, these feasts take place in the house's fortress, Golem Keep, which overlooks the mutant-infested forests from its lofty plateau. The emblem of House Cadmus prominently features a split mutant's head, a nod to the Cull and their ongoing battle against the mutant scourge. This symbol was once displayed alongside the cog Mechanicus, reflecting their ties to the Mechanicum. However, following the fall of Griffon IV, the symbol now stands proudly beside the Imperial Aquila, marking their renewed dedication to the Imperium. House Cadmus stands as a testament to tradition, resilience, and valor. Their rich history is defined by their unique practices, from the fierce competition of the Cull to their distinctive pre-battle rituals. Under the steadfast leadership of Baron Roland, they have navigated immense challenges and reaffirmed their allegiance to the Imperium. Despite the losses and changes they have faced, the Knights of House Cadmus continue to embody the spirit of honor and duty, protecting their world and upholding their legendary heritage. House Morton. Long ago, the ancestors of House Morton settled on the foreboding world of Kimdaria. Enveloped by the dense and mysterious nebula known as the Black Pole, the planet was a place of perpetual twilight. The inky darkness that blanketed Kimdaria concealed all manner of fell creatures, adapted to the dim and eerie light. It was through the relentless efforts and martial prowess of the colonists' knights that these beasts were driven back, allowing the first human settlements to take root and flourish. For millennia after the Great Crusade, the Black Pole remained an impenetrable shroud over Kimdaria and its surrounding star system. This veil of darkness persisted until the late 35th millennium, when it finally began to lift, allowing scattered rays of sunlight to pierce through. The rediscovery of Kimdaria by the Imperium revealed a stark and rigorously ordered world, where massive walls separated the realms of civilization from the shadowed wilderness beyond. The Knights of House Morton emerged from their fortress gates regularly, their black armoured war machines patrolling the perimeter to keep the monstrous denizens of the dark at bay. These towering knights had become as familiar with the eternal night as the creatures they hunted. The darkness seemed to cling to them even when they stood in the light, and their tactics evolved to favour close combat, a necessity for fighting their hidden adversaries. This preference for close-quarters battle remains a defining characteristic of House Morton to this day. During the Horus Heresy, House Morton remained steadfastly loyal to the Emperor. They sent their knights into the fray against the forces of chaos, fighting valiantly against the War Master Horus's traitorous legions. Their commitment to the Imperium during this pivotal conflict solidified their reputation as unwavering defenders of humanity. Millennia later, House Morton's valor was once again demonstrated when they joined forces with House Althalos and House Thalmus to defend the hive world Hexis Alpha. A sudden warp rift had unleashed a torrent of demons across the planet's surface, threatening to annihilate its population. Through the combined efforts of these night houses, more than 100 billion lives were saved as they successfully repelled the demonic onslaught and secured the hive world. In 999, M41, the Knights of House Morton also played a crucial role in the siege of the Fenris system. Their participation in these significant battles showcases their enduring commitment to the defense of the Imperium and their relentless pursuit of victory against the forces of darkness. Kimdaria itself remains a world marked by its dark history and the lingering presence of the Black Pole. Even as sunlight began to filter through, the planet's landscape retained its bleak and somber character. The soaring walls and heavy gates of its settlements stand as a testament to the constant vigilance required to protect its inhabitants from the ever-present threats lurking in the shadows. House Morton's legacy is one of resilience and unyielding strength. From their founding amidst the encroaching darkness of Kimdaria to their heroic deeds across the Imperium, they have consistently demonstrated their dedication to the Emperor and the defense of humanity. Their history is a testament to the enduring spirit of the Knights and their ability to thrive in even the most challenging and shadowed environments. As they continue to patrol the darkened landscapes of their home world and fight in battles far beyond its borders, the Knights of House Morton remain a beacon of hope and a bulwark against the forces of chaos and destruction. Their story is one of honor, bravery, and an unbreakable bond with the shadows from which they emerged. Imperial Knights are equipped with an array of devastating weapons designed to deal with all manner of threats on the battlefield. Their primary weapons include rapid-firing Gatling cannons, thermal lances and colossal chainswords, each capable of delivering immense firepower and destruction. Rapid-fire battle cannon. This powerful cannon is a staple of the Imperial Knights' arsenal, capable of unleashing a hail of explosive shells that can devastate enemy infantry and vehicles alike. Thermal cannon. Designed to melt through the thickest armor, the thermal cannon fires a concentrated beam of superheated plasma, capable of cutting through enemy tanks and fortifications with ease. Chainsword and Thunderstrike Gauntlet. For close-quarters combat, Imperial Knights wield massive chainswords and power fists, capable of cleaving through enemy war machines and crushing their foes with a single blow. In addition to their primary weapons, Knights are often equipped with secondary weapons such as stubbers, missile pods, and heavy flamers, providing them with versatility and the ability to engage multiple types of targets. The most sworn enemy of the Imperial Knights are the Chaos Knights, dark and corrupted counterparts to their Imperial brethren. Their forms are often warped and grotesque, reflecting the malign influence of the warp and the twisted will of their dark masters. The armor plating, once a symbol of honor and strength, is now adorned with blasphemous symbols and runes of dark power. The aesthetic of a Chaos Knight is one of malevolent grandeur. Their once noble designs are marred by the chaotic influence, with spiked armor, jagged edges and organic mutations protruding from the metal. These war machines often bear scars from battles and the marks of their dark transformations, with twisted metal and pulsating, corrupted energy coursing through their frames. Knights often have features that resemble demonic entities, such as horns, tentacles, and eyes that glow with an unholy light. These mutations serve as a constant reminder of their allegiance to the ruinous powers and their role as harbingers of destruction and chaos. The heraldry of Chaos Knights is a stark contrast to the noble symbols of their imperial counterparts. Their armor is adorned with the sigils of the Chaos Gods, runes of dark power, and the marks of demonic possession. These symbols are not just for show. They are imbued with the malign energies of the warp, enhancing the Knight's power and instilling fear in their enemies. Each Chaos Knight bears the marks of its allegiance to the ruinous powers. For example, a knight aligned with Khorne, the blood god, might display symbols of blood and skulls, while a knight devoted to Nurgle, the plague lord, might be covered in pustules and decay. These markings reflect the knight's role as a champion of its dark patron and its dedication to spreading chaos and corruption. The weaponry of Chaos Knights is as fearsome and corrupted as their appearance. Their armaments, often similar in design to those of Imperial Knights, are enhanced by the dark energies of the warp, giving them unique and terrifying capabilities. Demonic Gatling Cannon. This rapid-firing cannon spews forth a hail of warp-infused bullets, capable of tearing through armor and flesh alike. Each shot is tainted with the essence of chaos, causing wounds that fester and rot. Thermal Spear. Similar to the thermal cannon of the Imperial Knights, the thermal spear fires beams of superheated plasma, but with a twist. The energy is corrupted by the warp, making it capable of causing devastating explosions upon impact. Hell-forged chainsword. The chainswords of Chaos Knights are imbued with demonic power, their blades wreathed in unholy fire. These weapons can cleave through armor and flesh with ease, leaving behind wounds that pulse with dark energy. Chaos Knights also wield a variety of warp-enhanced weapons, such as warp storm projectors and blight grenades, which unleash torrents of corrupting energy and toxic miasma upon their foes. To efficiently battle the enemies of humanity, including their corrupted counterparts, Imperial Knights developed an array of tactics and strategies. Imperial Knights are the epitome of shock and awe on the battlefield. Their sheer size and firepower make them a force to be reckoned with, capable of turning the tide of battle in an instant. Their combat strategy is built around their immense firepower and durability, making them ideal for spearheading assaults and holding key positions. In battle, Imperial Knights operate with a blend of brute force and precision. They're often deployed to break through enemy lines, using their heavy weaponry to clear a path through infantry and armor alike. Their long-range weapons provide devastating fire support, while their close combat capabilities allow them to engage and destroy enemy war machines and monstrous creatures. Imperial Knights excel in offensive roles where their firepower and mobility can be used to maximum effect. They can charge into the heart of the enemy, their weapons blazing, and crush their foes underfoot. Their presence on the battlefield is a powerful psychological weapon, inspiring their allies and striking fear into their enemies. Imperial Knights are also highly effective in defensive roles. Their towering forms and thick armor make them formidable bulwarks against enemy assaults. They can hold strategic points, providing a rallying point for Imperial forces and repelling waves of attackers with their relentless firepower. In a defensive position, Imperial Knights use their ion shields to absorb and deflect incoming attacks, protecting themselves and their allies from harm. Their heavy weapons can lay down a withering barrage of fire, breaking enemy charges and destroying advancing armies' armor. The very presence of an Imperial Knight can anchor a defensive line, providing stability and strength in the face of overwhelming odds. The pilots of Imperial Knights are highly trained and disciplined, able to coordinate their movements and attacks with precision. They often operate in support of other Imperial forces, using their superior mobility and firepower to complement the broader strategies of the Imperium. Imperial Knights work closely with the Astra Militarum, Space Marines and other Imperial forces, providing heavy support and spearheading assaults. Their ability to move swiftly across the battlefield allows them to respond to threats and opportunities, providing a flexible and powerful element in the Imperial war machine. In contrast, Chaos Knights bring an element of chaos and unpredictability to the battlefield. Their strategies are often driven by the whims of their dark patrons and the insatiable thirst for destruction that fuels their pilots. They excel in creating havoc and disarray among enemy ranks, using their corrupted powers and brutality to overwhelm their foes. In combat, Chaos Knights are relentless and aggressive. They revel in close-quarters combat, where they can unleash their full fury upon their enemies. Their weapons, often enhanced by the dark energies of the warp, can tear through armor and flesh with ease, leaving a trail of devastation in their wake. Chaos Knights are also adept at exploiting weaknesses and opportunities. They use their mobility and warp-enhanced abilities to outflank and ambush their enemies, striking where they are least expected and causing maximum disruption. Chaos Knights are masters of psychological warfare. Their twisted forms and terrifying presence can demoralize enemy troops, causing panic and disorder. They often use their dark powers to sow confusion and fear, shaking enemy formations and making them vulnerable to attack. The pilots of Chaos Knights are often driven by madness and the whispers of the Chaos Gods. Their tactics can be unpredictable and erratic, making them difficult to counter. They may launch reckless charges into the heart of the enemy, or use their warp-infused abilities to ambush and outflank their foes. Imperial Knights rely a lot on their unique technologies and enhancements. One of the most crucial technologies on an Imperial Knight is its ion shield. These energy barriers can absorb and deflect incoming attacks, providing a formidable defense against enemy fire. The shields can be adjusted to focus protection on different parts of the knight, allowing it to adapt to changing battlefield conditions. Ion shields are powered by advanced energy generators, capable of projecting a field of protective energy around the knight. This field can absorb and dissipate the energy of incoming attacks, protecting the knight from harm. The shields can be rotated and focused to provide maximum protection where it is needed most, allowing the knight to withstand even the most powerful assaults. Knights are equipped with powerful thrusters that enhance their mobility on the battlefield. These thrusters allow them to move quickly across difficult terrain and reposition themselves with agility that belies their size. The thruster systems are powered by advanced fusion reactors, providing the energy needed to propel the massive war machines with incredible speed. The mobility provided by the thrusters allows Imperial Knights to respond quickly to threats and opportunities on the battlefield. They can charge into the heart of the enemy, outflank and outmaneuver their foes, moving swiftly to provide support where it is needed most. Each knight is bonded with a machine spirit, a semi-sentient AI that assists the scion in controlling the war machine. This bond allows for a seamless fusion of pilot and machine, enhancing the knight's responsiveness and combat effectiveness. The machine spirit provides feedback and support to the pilot, helping to coordinate movements, manage systems, and optimize performance. The bond between the scion and the machine spirit is almost spiritual, a fusion of man and machine that epitomizes the ideals of duty and sacrifice. The machine spirit also plays a crucial role in maintaining the knight's systems, monitoring and managing the complex network of sensors, weapons, and power systems that make up the war machine. Imperial Knights are equipped with sophisticated sensor arrays that provide the pilot with a comprehensive view of the battlefield. These systems can detect enemy movements, track targets, and coordinate with allied forces. The sensors include a combination of optical, thermal, and electromagnetic sensors, providing a detailed and accurate picture of the battlefield. The sensor arrays are linked to advanced targeting systems, allowing the knight to engage multiple targets with precision and efficiency. The sensors can also detect hidden and cloaked enemies, providing crucial intelligence and support to the pilot. Chaos Knights function differently. Instead of ion shields, many Chaos Knights are protected by demonic wards. These mystical barriers are formed from the raw power of the warp, capable of deflecting attacks and absorbing energy. The wards often have a mind of their own, responding to the threats and whims of the Chaos Gods. Demonic wards are manifestations of the dark energies that infuse Chaos Knights. They can absorb and redirect the energy of incoming attacks, providing a strong defense against enemy fire. The wards are also capable of generating pulses of energy that can disrupt and damage enemy systems, adding an extra layer of protection and offense. The thruster systems of Chaos Knights are often enhanced by warp energy, giving them increased speed and maneuverability. These thrusters can propel the knights across the battlefield with unnerving swiftness, allowing them to outflank and ambush their enemies. Warp-infused thrusters are powered by the dark energies of the warp, providing a source of limitless and unpredictable power. The thrusters also allow the knight to hover and glide across the battlefield, adding an element of unpredictability to their movements. However, their twisted nature can sometimes hurt the knight itself, or even detonate after an overload. The machine spirits of Chaos Knights have been corrupted and twisted by the warp. These malevolent entities enhance the knight's combat capabilities, but also have their own will and desires, sometimes leading the knight to act with a mind of its own. Demonic machine spirits are infused with the essence of chaos, giving them a malevolent intelligence that can influence and guide the knight's actions. These spirits can enhance the knight's combat abilities, providing support and guidance to the pilot. However, they can also take control of the knight, driving it to acts of madness and destruction that reflect their own dark desires. Some Chaos Knights are imbued with psychic abilities, allowing their pilots to channel the power of the warp directly. These abilities can manifest as devastating psychic attacks, protective shields, or manipulations of time and space. Psyker-enhanced knights can unleash torrents of warp energy upon their enemies, creating blasts of destructive power that can annihilate entire squads. They can also generate protective shields of warp energy, deflecting and absorbing incoming attacks. Some knights can even manipulate time and space, bending reality to their will and creating distortions that can confuse and disorient their foes. Imperial Knights hold a huge cultural significance in the Imperium. Knights are symbols of honor, duty, and the indomitable spirit of humanity. They are revered by the people of the Imperium as embodiments of the Emperor's will and the protectors of mankind. Each knight carries the legacy of its house, its battles and victories etched into its armor and recorded in the annals of history. The culture of the Knight Worlds is deeply feudal, with a strict hierarchy and code of chivalry that governs every aspect of life. The scions who pilot the knights are the elite of their societies, trained from birth to uphold the traditions and values of their houses. Their role is both a privilege and a heavy burden, as they are expected to defend their worlds and the Imperium with their lives. The societies of the Knight Worlds are structured around the noble houses and their knights. These houses are often led by powerful lords and ladies who command fleets of knights and rule over vast territories. The hierarchies within these houses are strict and rigid, with each member bound by oaths of loyalty and duty to their lord and their house. The Adeptus Mechanicus plays a crucial role in the maintenance and support of the Imperial Knights. As the guardians of humanity's technological knowledge, the Mechanicus provides the Knight Houses with the resources and expertise needed to maintain their war machines. This relationship is based on mutual benefit, with the Knight Houses pledging their loyalty and support to the Mechanicus in exchange for their technological assistance. The Mechanicus also plays a key role in the integration of the Knight Houses into the broader framework of the Imperium. They provide the Knights with the necessary support and coordination to operate effectively on the battlefield, ensuring that they can fulfill their role as the defenders of humanity. Many knights are worthy and well known, but some became legendary. Gerantius, the Forgotten Knight. Gerantius, also known as the Green Knight, is a legendary freeblade whose exploits have become the stuff of legend. His armor, painted in distinctive green and gold, has seen countless battles, and his name is synonymous with heroism and sacrifice. Gerantius fights not for any house but for the Imperium itself, driven by a mysterious past and an unbreakable will. The story of Gerantius is one of mystery and intrigue. Little is known about his origins, and his true identity remains a closely guarded secret. Some believe that he was once a noble scion of a fallen house, while others speculate that he is a living embodiment of the Emperor's will, sent to defend humanity in its darkest hour. Gerantius is known for his unparalleled skill in combat and his unwavering dedication to the Imperium. He has fought in countless battles across the galaxy, defending the Imperium against all manner of threats. His presence on the battlefield is a symbol of hope and courage, inspiring his allies and demoralizing his enemies. Canis Rex. Piloted by Sir Hector, Canis Rex is a knight preceptor known for its tactical acumen and overwhelming firepower. Sir Hector, once a noble of House Terrin, became a freeblade after his house was betrayed and destroyed. Canis Rex symbolizes resilience and justice, a beacon of hope in the darkest times. Sir Hector's story is one of tragedy and redemption. After witnessing the destruction of his house and the betrayal of his kin, he swore an oath of vengeance against those responsible. As a freeblade, he has travelled across the galaxy, fighting for justice and seeking to restore honour to his fallen house. Canis Rex is equipped with an array of powerful weapons, including a rapid-fire battle cannon and a thunderstrike gauntlet. These weapons, combined with Sir Hector's tactical expertise, make Canis Rex a force to be reckoned with. Sir Hector's skill in command and his unyielding sense of justice have earned him the respect and admiration of his allies. Night Warden Macgregor's Honour. Named after Guilliman's flagship, this Night Warden is a stalwart defender of Ultramar. Its weapons include a thunderstrike gauntlet and a Stormspear rocket pod, making it a versatile and deadly threat. Its presence is a testament to the unbreakable spirit of the Ultramarines and their allies. Macgregor's Honour is a symbol of the indomitable spirit and resilience of the Ultramarines. It has fought in numerous battles alongside the Ultramarines, defending their homeworld of Macragge and the surrounding systems from all manner of foes. Its weapons and armour are maintained with the utmost care, reflecting the pride and dedication of its scion. The Night Warden is equipped with a powerful Thunderstrike gauntlet, capable of delivering devastating blows in close combat. Its Stormspear rocket pod provides long-range firepower, allowing it to engage and destroy enemy armour and fortifications from a distance. Macragge's honour is a versatile and powerful asset to the Ultramarines, capable of adapting to any battlefield situation. However powerful, Imperial Knights are somewhat archaic in their designs, and throughout millennia, few changes are being made to their schematics. Carrying more firepower than a tank squadron, the Imperial Knight Crusader strides into battle with the confidence two main guns gives it, capable of smashing holes in even the hardiest defence line. The Knight Crusader offers support to its close-range brethren, standing further back and unleashing scathing torrents of firepower to obliterate threats and terrify the enemy. Thus, the priority for the nobles who pilot these knights is to find wide open fields of fire, giving little concern to their own shelter and trusting in their adamantine armouring and iron shields to protect them. This focus on long-range combat also means its only method of self-defence against close-range enemies are its ball-mounted heavy stubber located in the chest and its own crushing feet. The Knight Crusader's significant armament consists of two arm-mounted weapons, one of which is an Avenger Gatling cannon. For those nobles who focus on long-range fire support, the other arm will carry a rapid-fire battle cannon with coaxially mounted heavy stubber. If dedicated to close-range combat, the Knight Crusader will instead carry a thermal cannon with a coaxially mounted heavy flamer. Some Knight Crusaders will also carry an additional weapon on the back of their carapace. Whether an Iron Storm missile pod, twin Icarus autocannons or a Stormspear rocket pod, and some may replace the chest-mounted heavy stubber with a melter gun. The aggressive nobles who pilot knight-errants lead the charge of knight houses when they go to war and prefer to fight at the forefront of battle, hunting enemy tanks and war engines or charging into the fray. Where a knight paladin is equipped for a flexible battlefield role, a knight-errant specializes in close-range actions. Indeed, so effective are the knights in this capacity that Imperial officers will do everything in their power to requisition the services of such a valuable military asset, never more so than when they are expecting to face a super-heavy or Titan-class threat. In the heat of battle, where a normal warrior tires as the exertions of combat take their inevitable toll, a knight-errant is as relentless as the tide, an unstoppable engine of death capable of overcoming the mightiest of foes, no matter how large or heavily armoured they may be. With its heavy adamantine armour and ion shield, a knight-errant will have no compunction about charging straight at the enemy in order to close the distance, all the while using its thermal cannon to devastating effect. Countless times have heretics, believing themselves safe within their fortified strongholds, watched in horror as the walls around them have melted and sloughed away to reveal a knight-errant ready to butcher them in their own sanctuary. Even should a foe not be immediately incinerated by the thermal cannon, a knight-errant carries a Reaper chainsword or Thunderstrike gauntlet in their other arm to finish them off. Finally, the knight-errant is also armed with a heavy stubber mounted in its carapace to cut down infantry. Knight-errants are also capable of carrying additional weapons, such as an Iron Storm missile pod, twin Icarus autocannons, or a Stormspear rocket pod mounted on their carapace. Some will also replace the heavy stubber with a melter gun. Designed to smash apart enemies at close range, very few enemies can withstand the initial assault of the Knight Gallant. The ground shakes as the Knight Gallant stomps forward, closing in on their prey. With deceptive speed, this hulking robotic form is within range and unleashes the fury of both Reaper chainsword and Thunderstrike gauntlet. It is also equipped with a back-mounted Iron Storm missile pod or Stormspear rocket pod. A Knight Gallant will slam into enemy lines like a tidal wave and come out of the other side unscathed. A noble designated to pilot a Knight Gallant will learn the three basic tenets when he is bonded with his war machine. Though they may subtly differ, the three basic tenets are to trust in your ion shield, make all speed towards the foe, and strike swift and sure. When a formation of knights gallant takes to the battlefield, it is sure to attract a disproportionate amount of the enemy's firepower. Indeed, most foes will do anything they can in the hopes of preventing the knights from reaching their front lines. Since the Great Crusade, there have been many tales of the devastation wrought by these aggressive knights, for their bold and reckless attacks have made them famous across the galaxy. Amongst the rarest types of knights, even during the Horus Heresy, they were the sparsest class produced by Forge Worlds. Within its frame are housed relics understood only by the most learned tech priests. These included dedicated repair auto-simulacra to near-impenetrable ionic flare shields. However, the strain placed on the armor's atomantic reactors leads to dangerous levels of radiation being exposed to the pilot, and in the event of heavy damage, a potentially catastrophic explosion can occur. Megara-type knights are most often used as shock assault units, breaching the most heavily defended enemy positions while shrugging off heavy weapons fire and self-repairing even devastating weapon strikes in a few minutes. To aid in this role, it is armed with a complex lightning cannon, using focused electromagnetic beams to vaporize infantry and blast apart armor. Other weapons of this knight can include phased plasma fusel, Reaper chainsword, Rad cleanser, and Hecaton's siege claw. Standing 9 meters tall, the Knight Paladin represents a perfect balance of speed, firepower, and armor, allowing it to undertake a wide variety of roles in battle. Nobles who have the honor of piloting a Knight Paladin take great pride in their ability to carry out a variety of tasks on the battlefield. The Knight Paladin's all-terrain capability means it can move more quickly through terrain, which would be hazardous to traditional vehicles, and reposition itself to engage the enemy as needed. Its primary weapon, the long-ranged rapid-fire battle cannon, gives it the capacity to engage a variety of targets and provide fire support for friendly forces when needed. However, while a paladin is excellent in this role, it is equally suited to close assault thanks to its giant Reaper chainsword. This weapon is not only effective at destroying large vehicles, but also slaying monsters such as those fielded by the Tyranids. Some knights have been known to replace the chainsword with a Thunderstrike gauntlet. For protection from enemy fire, the Knight Paladin can rely on its ion shield to deflect and slow enemy shots. Additional secondary weapons on the Knight Paladin include 2 heavy stubbers, one coaxially mounted with the battle cannon and the other in a swivel mount on its left chest. A Questoris pattern knight, the Preceptor is intended to personify the chivalric code in battle, closing with an enemy to an honourable range, then engaging them with sufficient force to show respect while killing them quickly and cleanly. To this end, the Knight Preceptor is armed with a Reaper chainsword or Thunderstrike gauntlet on one arm and the rare Las Impulsor on the other. These weapons are best wielded at such close quarters that a noble can look their enemy in the eye even as they slay them. Knight Preceptors are often piloted by the arms masters or precepts of the noble houses. Most are grizzled veterans with decades of experience, setting an example for the followers of the rest of the house. When not in battle, they are charged with training young squires to pilot knights in the future, as well as strengthen their mental fortitude for the ritual of becoming. It also falls to the arms masters to recruit, train, and mentally prepare the bondsmen who pilot armiger-class knights, the better to ensure that stable neural links are maintained and no act of dishonorable insubordination occurs. As part of these duties, Knights Preceptor often take to the battlefield with one or more pairs of Knight Helverins or Knight Warglaves at their side. Some precepts form such strong neural choirs with their bondsmen that they become permanent fighting units, acting as one with near-perfect synchronicity. Yet even those armiger pilots who only serve for a short while under a precept are inevitably inspired by their feats of heroism, finding it easier to see the honor in their duty and submit willingly to the neural imperatives of their betters. The Styrex was produced with equal sophistication to the Knight Megara. However, it has been meticulously designed to facilitate the efficient eradication of infantry and support vehicles. Thus, the Styrex was armed with a Volkite Kioravil and backed up with a Graviton gun and twin-linked Rad cleanser. The Knight Styrex is easily able to eliminate large numbers of infantry at range. Whilst in close combat, its powerful Hecaton siege claw can smash vehicles and tear buildings asunder, housing machine spirits which some say became too accustomed to slaughter during the Age of Strife and the Great Crusade that followed it. Many conservative knight houses consider the Styrics to be a malevolent pattern, the wanton destruction it unleashes being beneath a true knight. Other households hold no such reservations, losing entire formations of Styrics knights to annihilate their foes. The Styrics held great esteem to households sworn to the Mechanicum, especially among those scions who have undergone extensive augmentation. These pilots share their machine spirit's disdain for weakness of flesh. The Knights of House Kolchak, in particular, are renowned for fielding entire formations of these machines in support of the Legio Atterus. The devastation wrought by Knights Acheron is terrifying to behold. Armed with a fearsome Reaper chain fist, twin-linked heavy bolters, and an Acheron pattern flame cannon, they are employed as weapons of extermination and to inspire fear in their foes. Nothing will sway their attack until the enemy is utterly crushed, never to rise again from the flame-scoured ruins of their strongholds. Acheron pattern knights were configured as rapid-moving strike units who rose to prominence during the legendary battles of the Great Crusade, but whose most terrible renown was to be found on the battlefields of the Horus heresy. Rare, even in those ancient times, for the singular difficulties of their construction, the Cerastus Knight Acherons were amongst the most dreaded of their age. The Acheron's machine spirits were regarded as particularly lusting for wanton destruction, and only the strongest scion minds could master them via the Throne Mechanicum, especially during the tumult of open battle. Due to this, scions rarely chose to ride the Acheron into battle voluntarily, accepting the task instead as an arduous duty to be taken for the good of the house. Those few pilots who willingly piloted these suits were known for their iron will or tortured souls. Bearing particularly rare and destructive weaponry of annihilation, the Cerastus Knight Atropos was created solely to destroy heretic engines and Xenos war machines, whose very nature and existence were considered a blasphemy to the Omniseer. The machine spirits of the Knight Atropos are said to carry with them a cold and all-destroying hunger, and for the scion who bonds with them, madness is a constant risk. The Cerastus Knight Atropos carried arcane and devastating weapons into battle, most notably the Atropos Lascutter and the Graviton Singularity Cannon. With the speed and shielding of the Cerastus chassis and the Knight Atropos's Marco extinction targeting protocols, the Cerastus Knight Atropos was an uncommonly destructive weapon of war. The Castigator is designed to take down hordes of lesser foes that could overwhelm other patterns of knight through sheer numbers. They accomplish this with a hail of rounds from their Castigator bolt cannon. The Castigator is also equipped with a Tempest Warblade that can easily destroy enemy vehicles, including even fellow knights. The Castigator is used by households faced with hordes of enemies. The suits are most often claimed by a household's most renowned veterans who have proven they can hold the line and conserve ammunition while supporting their kin. Some younger pilots are also drawn to the Castigator, basking in the armor's firepower and warblade strikes, though such scions rarely act as mere support units. Notable among its ilk, the Castigator is renowned for the stoic nature of its machine spirit, whose vigor is difficult to rouse and almost impossible to ignore. One of the more uncommon but highly valued knights fielded by knight houses, the Knight Lancer is a first strike weapon, attuned to rapid assault tactics and lethal flanking maneuvers. It is renowned for its speed and power, as well as for the temperamental and restive nature of its machine spirit. Knight Lancers are well equipped for close combat, possessing both a Cerastus shock lance and an iron gauntlet shield. Because of this reputation, the most impetuous and glory-hungry of the knight households are driven to bond with these war machines, their own souls a match for the fury caged within their war engines. Essentially a mobile towering fortress, a Knight Castellan is piloted by a single high-ranking noble lord and armed with a vast array of fearsome long-range weaponry. It is the foremost artillery platform within the lances of the knightly houses, hammering the enemy at extreme range from the moment the fight begins. The Knight Castellan is one of the two most popular patterns of the Dominus-class chassis, the other being the Knight Valiant. With its dual plasma core sending energy surging through its huge frame, the Castellan can mount a frightening array of weapon systems while maintaining its ion shield against incoming fire. Indeed, in extreme situations, Dominus pilots have even been known to overcharge their shield capacitors in order to temporarily project their shields over nearby allies to protect them from harm. It is considered both crass and unnecessary to do this for another knight, but other Imperial forces fighting alongside Dominus Knights have been given good cause to thank the nobles for their protection. The Knight Castellan is armed with a legendarily vast array of weaponry. Its primary weapons are a volcano lance and plasma decimator on each arm. Its carapace is armed with 2 shield breaker missiles or siege breaker cannons, as well as 2 twin melter guns. The Knight Valiant defeats its enemies through the simple principle of applying overwhelming firepower at close proximity. Marching relentlessly into the fight, the Valiant unleashes such devastating punishment against its targets in such a short space of time that they can neither fight back nor endure. Even a single Knight Valiant can break the back of an onrushing enemy horde or shatter the center of the foe's battle line, like a battering ram smashing through a castle gate. When an entire squad of these fearsome war engines strides into battle, they can easily rip apart an enemy army. For armament, the Knight Valiant is equipped with a Thundercoil harpoon and conflagration cannon, as well as carapace-mounted shield breaker missiles and siege breaker cannons, and 2 twin melter guns. The Armiger Helverin is a fast-moving weapons platform designed to lay down blistering hails of heavy fire while running rings around the enemy's forces. In place of the close-ranged armaments of the Knight Warglaive, Helverins are equipped with a pair of Helverin autocannons, which can lay down hundreds of shells per minute. This lets the Knight Helverin whittle down infantry ranks or shred lightly armoured vehicles. With Helverins mounting 2 of these formidable weapons each and hunting in packs up to 3 knights strong, their withering barrages can rapidly break an army's flank or blunt the foe's assault well before it can hit home. Helverins also mount carapace weaponry in the same fashion as Warglaives. Many favour heavy stubbers in this role, while others choose melter guns. For many Armiger pilots, the mental imperatives transmitted through their neural bonds can feel unnatural and invasive. It is common for new pilots to feel a sense of resentment or upset at having their desires and opinions directed remotely, while those without the requisite mental fortitude may even lose their grip on their sense of self. More than one free blade has been born from such feelings, the Armiger pilot rebelling and fleeing rather than enduring the mental dominance of another. It is for this reason that many Armiger pilots train at the side of a Knight Preceptor before assuming their duties alongside their bond liege. The dutiful and heroic example set by the Knight's Preceptor inspires Armiger pilots to accept their subservience to such obvious champions of the Imperium, and also plants within their minds a firm aspiration to do their duty and to live up to the example set for them. Even as the Knight's Preceptor are conditioning the Armiger pilots, they are also busy assessing their abilities. Most bondsmen begin piloting from the helm of a Warglaive, for its weapons and role are both relatively straightforward. Those who demonstrate a cool nerve and a marksman's eye are soon recommended by the Knight Preceptor for promotion to a Helverin. Helverin packs are able to serve a number of strategic roles upon the field of battle, from laying down enfilading fire and forcing dug-in enemies from their positions, to guarding a Knight army's flanks from aircraft and light armor, to escort or scouting missions in hostile territory. Armiger Helverins are versatile and highly destructive war engines. Small wonder that they are popular throughout both Imperial and Adeptus Mechanicus noble houses, and relied upon heavily to support their larger compatriots at war. Nimble and responsive, Armiger Warglaives leap towards the enemy with powerful strides. On one arm they wield fearsome Reaper chainsword, on the other arm they bear menacing thermal spears, bulky melter weapons that are essentially stripped-down equivalents of the knight-errant's thermal cannon. A single shot from such a weapon can vaporize even the most heavily protected combatant, melt through the wall of a bunker, or reduce a battle tank to a molten wreck. Atop their carapace, each warglaive also carries a heavy stubber for reaping infantry, or else a melter gun that augments their already fearsome anti-armor capabilities. Though they are the lightest class of Imperial Knight regularly deployed, each armiger is still an imposing war engine capable of destroying entire squads. They possess exceptional speed, able to outpace most battle tanks and transport vehicles when moving at a sprint, and react almost as quickly as an organic warrior. Moreover, to compensate for their comparatively smaller size, armiger-class knights typically hunt in packs of 2 or 3. In the case of warglaives, this involves rapidly outflanking and encircling their quarry like wolves on the prowl, before closing in on a rune-transmitted signal to trap and slaughter the enemy. Unusually for knights, armigers are not fitted with a full throne mechanicum. Instead, they are controlled using a more compact device known as a helm mechanicum, which is significantly less prestigious than a standard Imperial Knight. This is compounded by the fact that, while armigers can operate independently, it is traditional for their helms mechanicum to be neurally slaved to the command impulses of a larger knight, rendering them subordinate. To accept such mental serfdom is to possess the rank of bondsman, and while this is certainly no mark of dishonor, it is far from glorious. It is for these reasons that the piloting of armigers falls to those from the lower social strata of the noble houses. Some give this duty to distant relatives and minor offshoots of more established bloodlines, or the surviving knights of a house that has fallen upon hard times. Others elevate the finest common-born warriors from amongst their household guard or planetary militia forces, raising their families standing from mere peasantry to valued and respected meritocracy. Still other noble houses maintain specialist suborders of favoured retainers who are fated from birth to be armiger pilots. Such is the case with House Griffith's Order of the Hound, who are inculcated with notions of faithful service and honourable submission to a noble's will. These warriors are expert armiger pilots who favour the close-quarters aggression of the warglaive, and who stride into battle alongside their masters filled with dogged determination to do their betters proud. The clash between Imperial Knights and Chaos Knights is more than just a battle of machines. It is a confrontation between the ideals of order and chaos, tradition and corruption. Each knight, whether bound by the oaths of a noble house or corrupted by the dark powers of the warp, represents a force of immense power and significance within the galaxy. Imperial Knights stand as symbols of honor, duty, and the unyielding spirit of humanity. They fight to defend the Imperium and uphold the values of their noble houses. Their presence on the battlefield is a beacon of hope and courage, inspiring their allies and striking fear into their enemies. Chaos Knights, by contrast, are avatars of destruction, madness, and the boundless power of chaos. They revel in the freedom and power granted by the ruinous powers, fighting to spread corruption and anarchy. Their presence on the battlefield is a harbinger of doom, a constant reminder of the horrors of the warp and the relentless advance of chaos. In the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, where war is eternal and the fate of the galaxy hangs in the balance, the duel between these titanic forces will continue to shape the destiny of the universe. The legacy of the Knights, both Imperial and Chaos, will be written in blood and fire, a testament to the enduring struggle between light and darkness.